And I'm gonna keep it a bean. I don't even believe Deontay Wilder has a puncher's chance versus Oleksandr Usyk. And I hear people saying that, you know, Deontay got a puncher's chance or he doesn't have a puncher's chance. That punch is gone. You know what I'm saying? This is just Usyk to say, hey, I beat the cream. I beat all the top guys. He knows, like I know, that a lot of people in history don't never really remember when you beat them or you drained them or was a catchaway. They don't really remember that throughout history. You just get named for the credit. And only the true people that was around or the historians that know boxing, they bring up that caveat and they put that asterisk there. Or if you got a gift and it looked like you got a wide decision, or it looked like you barely lost, but they made it seem closer than what it was for your reputation. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, he almost beat him. You know, like Canelo and Floyd, somebody gave him a draw, made it seem like it was a close fight, when in reality, it was nowhere near a close fight. No war with Venezuela. So they got that on the damn, if you knew where I was at, them having that out here is crazy. I'm in sundown territory. If you catch sundown town territory. And what's so funny about it is this, man, I think a lot of people don't understand. Like, a lot of these dudes, from what I understand, they go to Colombia and they think they mess with Colombian women, and a lot of the women be Venezuelan. A lot of the Hispanics y'all see, y'all think they Mexican, they be Venezuelan. You know what I'm saying? They be from, you know, Ecuador and Honduras and all that type of stuff, bro. So, you know, a lot of times you be seeing these people, you know, defect over here, and you know, you be thinking they one thing, but they not. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of, you know, but, you know, hopefully they get their shit together and everything go well. But I do know a little bit about Venezuela and their economy, right? But yeah, Wilder don't have a puncher's chance. You know what I'm saying? That punch is gone. That punch was generated from his athleticism. You know, his punch is like Crawford punch. It comes from the torque of their torsos. That snappy torso they have, that's where they punch comes from. And right now, Wilder, you know, people talk about Wilder having skinny legs, and I'm gonna say this first and foremost: skinny legs is not always an indication of strength. You know what I'm saying? Like, people just think because you skinny, you ain't strong, or you got skinny legs ain't all. Sometimes it's just genetic. Some people can't grow their fucking legs. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just pure genetics. And I really don't think people understand that. His power, I think his equilibrium is gone. His balance is gone. You know, he didn't have arm surgeries, and, you know, his legs is gone. And a lot of that power comes from his speed. And we know, you know, thinking about what happened with Roy Jones Jr., when his speed dropped off, you know, he wasn't the same fighter. He wasn't the same fighter no more. When that speed dropped off, it was a Rizzy. And for Wilder, I believe the speed is gone. The speed of that right hand is what bailed him out. That's where the power came from. And it wasn't that it was a thudding power. It was some Foreman shit. It was, you didn't know when it was coming. You know, it was like a quick dog bite. The speed and the velocity and the awkwardness of the delivery, you didn't know when he was going to drop that right hand. And when he threw it, it just was like lightning striking. It was like Shazam. It was like lightning striking. You know? And I think when his athleticism dropped off, that was it. It's only so much the human body can take. You know what I'm saying? And this is why when you see older athletes, you know, athletes get older, they have to start beating guys with their minds. But that only goes so far because the body is the body. The body is the vessel that carries you. You know, and you got to take care of that body. You know, when you don't run the miles, and I get, you know, some people don't believe in running. Why, you know, Crawford said he don't believe in running all those miles. You know, a lot of times it's just for mental stability. Running distance is mental. You know, it's cardiovascular, but it's really mentally about pushing yourself and preparing yourself. It's just a mental thing. It's mental. You know, but in a fight, you know, you just really want to, you know, keep you like in a fight. Its conditioning is so different than any other sport. Like basketball, it's intervals. You know, you can literally play your way into shape basketball wise. You can play your way into shape. You running up and down. You know, in boxing, you can fight your way into shape. James Toney did it all the time. But, you know, you want to be able to have that win, because once that win break off and you lose focus, you start hitting them shots you don't see coming. So whatever it does, if it's wind sprints, if it's distance, if it's a combination of stuff, you know, but he don't have a puncher's chance. Let me take that shit out right now. The punch is gone, the speed is gone. He's not going to recapture it. You know, but at the end of the day, you know, he'd have to do some things differently, you know, from a physical aspect of it. He's so technically awkward and not, you know, he really would have to really worry about really throwing that jab, really focusing on strength and conditioning, you know, seeing what he has to do to bring those legs back to life and that speed back to life. You know, but, you know, Wilder for the most part is finished. And, you know, in his mind, I'm in my prime, and in his mind, I had this injury, the autopsy here. The mind still believes the body is done. The body is done. He had a nice run. I mean, when you're going up against guys that's 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 pounds heavier than you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. That's going to wear down your body. That's like you know, that's just like, you know, you going, you know, doing a job. You see these people at the plants, they work these jobs like the brake line, and their shoulders start fucking up and they get arthritis and they end up getting disability for working on these car lines because they get arthritis and they get disability from doing the same movement every day. The human body ain't meant to do that. In reality, the human body ain't meant to do that. It ain't made for that. It ain't made to box, and let alone it's not made to be in the ring for 12 rounds with guys, you know, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 pounds heavier than you. His body just had enough. And you can look at Deontay and see that he tired. You know, when you have all them kids and you got bitch problems, nothing make you look more tired than female problems. That's a fact. You can see it all in a man's face, all in his body. They drain you. They drain you. When you're going through those type of problems, you done poured so much money into it. You know what I'm saying? You done emotionally invested, and when you find out what he went through, money getting stolen from his family and all that, when you find that you've been over-investing into a woman or into your brother, your situation, I heard this shit, and you've been investing and all they doing is distracting and they don't care about you, they don't fuck with you like that, you know what I'm saying? It's one of them, it turns you cold, bro. It turns you cold. And really, the only things that can really bring you back to life, and you'll never be the same. The only thing that bring you back to life is your children, pets, your mother, your father, people that really unconditionally love you. And a lot of people don't even find unconditional love from their biological brothers and not half from their full-blooded brothers and sisters and shit. A lot of people don't even find unconditional love from them. Children, pets, and your parents and your grandparents and people like that. So you can look at Deontay it looked like he been through some shit. I can look at him and tell like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I've been through shit like that in life where you just look drained, you can't trust nobody, and you never can go back to that shit being the same, man. When a certain person break that trust in your life, or you been with somebody and you invested and they never was invested and they was fucking you over, you know what I'm saying? You can never get that back. You can never get that back. Life has beat Deontay Wilder up. You can look at his face and be like, life has beat him up. Life has drained him. In the ring, he's been drained. No diddy. So, thumbs up the video, share the video. I've been there. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live and drop video. Hit the link tree. You can find me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Appreciate the love and support. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. Peace.